Hey guys, it's Steven here, and today I'm back with another movie review, and today in this video I'm going to be reviewing War for the Planet of the Apes. So, War for the Planet of the Apes is directed by Matt Reeves, and is the third and final film in the rebooted Planet of the Apes trilogy. First we had Rise of the Planet of the Apes, then we had Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and now we have War for the Planet of the Apes. It is a trilogy now. And in this film, humans and apes are basically at war. There's this huge military group that is out hunting down the remainder of the apes, and this group is led by Woody Harrelson, whose primary goal is just to wipe out the apes for good. And after Caesar, played once again by Andy Serkis, sees a lot of his, fellow apes being slaughtered, especially some apes who are very close to Caesar getting slaughtered by Woody Harrelson. Personally, it's at that moment that Caesar just snaps, and he is setting out on a quest with a few other apes to find Woody Harrelson and pretty much avenge his fellow ape comrades and pretty much end the war between humans and apes once and for all. So, guys, let's get into it. Let's first start off with the acting. I think the acting in this film is flawless. I mean, is it a cliche at this point to say that Andy Serkis is freaking brilliant as Caesar? Because to me, it is. Because, I mean, he is fantastic in this film. I mean, just not only is his, the motion capture work that he does for the character just amazing, I just feel like his performance in general, his facial expressions, his movements, his body language, his, like the way that he plays the character, I just think that Andy Serkis just did an amazing job in this movie. And I think I already loved him in Rise and Dawn, in, uh, sorry. I already liked him in Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but here I think he might give the best his best performance in this whole, series. And I think everybody else who played, all the other actors who played the apes did, an amazing job. I thought Steve Zahn as Bad Ape was really good. I thought his character was really entertaining, and he brought a lot of, he was like the comic relief character of this movie, and I didn't find his character annoying. I actually found him, really funny, and he got a lot of laughs out of the audience, which was great, and I just thought Steve Zahn did a great job in this movie. And another person who I have to mention is Woody Harrelson. Holy crap, the guy killed it in this movie. I mean, his character is just so, like, disgusting and just hateable in this movie. You just want to see Caesar just kick this guy's ass so badly. And Woody Harrelson just did a fantastic job in this movie. I mean, he was so just, like, intimidating and, like, just kind of an interesting character also. I thought he was a great antagonist for Caesar, and I thought the scenes between him and Caesar were some of the best scenes of the whole movie. And I think the acting, as I said, I think the acting is flawless, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 4 stars. So guys, let's move on to the directing. Now, Matt Reeves, he directed the last Planet of the Apes movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and once again, he does an amazing job directing this movie. Something that I think Matt Reeves just did so well with this movie is, I mean, he directs so many scenes where characters are just silent, and you hear, Michael Giacchino's score, and you see, the facial expressions on these characters' faces, and those scenes were just as intense and engaging and well directed as the action in this movie, which is incredible. And speaking of the action, while surprisingly there's not a lot of action in this movie, when it happens, it is incredible. It is just like really exciting to watch, and it's fantastic. And I think Matt Reeves did a great job directing those scenes. And I just feel like his direction was just like perfect in this movie. It's like everything. I think as far as just like directing, as being like a composer of scenes and directing actors and whatnot. I thought he did a flawless job with the directing in this movie, and I can't wait to see what Matt Reeves does with the new Batman movie. So I'm going to give the directing another 4 out of 4 stars. Next, let's move on to the script and the story. Now, one of the things, while this movie doesn't really, there's not too much dialogue. It's like a lot of, or what I mean is there's a lot of dialogue, but it's pretty much all through, the apes, like talking through sign language. And those scenes, while they're not talking, the dialogue in those scenes is just riveting. And I was completely, like, engaged in those scenes. And I just think the script is fantastic for this movie. Something that I think the script did a great job with was that for a while I thought Woody Harrelson gave a great performance, I just didn't really like. I found his character just to be like an evil baddie who was kind of like, one note. But it's like as the story progresses, it's like you understand, his hatred for the apes and, his purpose. And at that moment, it like just pretty much fixed my only real flaw with the movie, and I thought that was great. And I also just think that the characters were really well written. It's like the script gives these characters much more to do, like, like Maurice, the orangutan. Well, I love the character Maurice. It's like he probably does the most in this movie than he does in the others, and I thought that was great. And I just feel like, the screenplay is fantastic, the dialogue was great, it was engaging, I was completely invested into the story, and I don't think there's any flaws in the script. There's some, as I said, I mentioned that Bad Ape was really funny, and I thought those lines were just, like, great, or just very well written and funny. And so overall, I'm going to give the script and story another 4 out of 4 stars. So next, let's move on to the technical qualities. Now, I mean, once again, it's another cliche to say this, but this visual effects in this film are breathtaking. I mean, these apes, they're CGI, but they look so real. Okay, I think this might have the best visual effects of the whole, Planet of the Apes series in general. It's just like everything. Not only are the visual effects just breathtaking to watch, just everything else, like the cinematography is gorgeous. Like there's so many scenes where it's like, especially like with the when the snow's falling, or like when there's rain, it's like there's one particular scene where there's a like light that's on a character, and it's nighttime and it's raining. Looked gorgeous. I loved those. There's quite a few scenes like that in this movie. And well, there's not quite a few scenes, but there's that one particular scene I just thought was great. And the editing was really good. I thought the movie was very well paced. I didn't think it dragged for 1 second. The production design is great. The sound editing and mixing was great. And I just feel like technically, this movie is on a technical standpoint, this movie is groundbreaking. I think that the visual effects in all three of these movies, this, Dawn, and Rise, they'll be timeless forever. So I'm going to give the technical qualities another 4 out of 4 stars. So, getting into my final thoughts on the movie, I absolutely loved it. It blew me away. It was everything I wanted and more out of the end of this trilogy. I just loved everything just like came to a head perfectly. I thought it was exciting, it was intense, it was dark at times, and I thought all the acting was great, the directing, and I just feel like and I thought the ending was perfect. It ended just the way I wanted it to, and I just feel like it was perfect send off to a great trilogy. This is probably one of the best trilogies of all time. And I also have to compliment the score by Michael Giacchino. I think it's one of the best of the year, for sure. So yeah. As far as my final rating, as you can tell, I'm going to give War for the Planet of the Apes a 4 out of 4 stars. So, guys, let me know down in the comment section below, what is your favorite Planet of the Apes film of all time? For me, it's probably between this and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I might like Dawn just a little bit more. So, thanks as always for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.